At this point, I would rather just like someone just rip all my insides out, stuff me with cotton, and stick me on a stick in the front yard. Because like I don't it's not enjoyable anymore.
Yeah, being human is not for the weak. That's for sure. Hey besties, welcome back to Delete That, the podcast where we talk pop culture, personal chaos, and all the things we probably shouldn't say out loud, but do anyway.
This week, we're taking a break from the trending TikToks and celebrity drama to talk about something a little deeper. It's Pride Month, and while the world is busy arguing about rainbow logos and parade etiquette, we're getting real about what pride actually means, especially when queerness isn't safe, easy, or even visible.
We're also sharing a real personal story that's been a long time coming. Josh opens up about a relationship with a married man that spanned for years and how secrecy, shame, and sexuality collided in a way that changed multiple lives.
Yeah, it's messy, it's real, and it's not something I've ever shared publicly like this before.
And finally, we're diving into body image, weight loss, and the impossible standards that live rent free in all of our heads, especially in queer spaces and in the world of dating, where looks feel like currency.
From Wegovy to fat phobia to just trying to feel okay in your body, we're getting into all of it. So grab your iced coffee, maybe a journal, and let's talk about it. To kick off the episode, like we do every single time, we're going to talk about what music we're listening to this week. And I'm going to start us off. I am listening to an artist out of the UK. Imagine that. It's like every artist I listen to is from the UK.
Yep,
Her name is Lola Young, and you've
love her.
probably heard one of her most viral songs. It popped off on TikTok, then it crossed over mainstream. She won a bunch of awards for it. But that song's called Messy. And now she released, I mean, she's got a whole album out, but she put out this like little summer banger. And I've been listening to that since it dropped. It's really fucking funny. Like,
It
she
is.
talks about basically eat my pussy, fuck me right. I mean,
All the things we want to say out loud, but she put it in a song.
right. And I know that might be a little graphic to all my family listening to this. I'm sorry. I'm 31 years old now. Y'all are just going to have to get used to it.
Skip that part. And I am listening to another just kind of out of the blue artist. He goes by the name on Spotify. I found him under Reckless, but the name or the song that I've like been obsessed with is called Beautiful Day. And I actually saw this guy lip singing it out in the oil field. He's like an oil field worker dude, and he was lip singing the song, and I was like, there is no way that this is this man's voice. But he actually did credit the artist in the caption,
Hmm.
and then the artist actually commented on it and was like, yo, big thanks for this.
Oh, wow.
And so I went and found the actual song, and it was the artist singing that part, and so of course I fell in love with it. But it's very, I'm pretty sure he's a Houston rapper.
Hmm.
So, because he talks about Houston a lot, he drops the area code a lot. It's very 90s coded. Like he talks about it. This is 1999 back again. And then it's a very 1999 rap coded, and it is so good. So definitely go check it out.
Love to discuss the music, but we're going to segue into our first topic of the episode, episode 6, accurately titled Pride, Secrets, and the Weight of Judgment. And what I mean by that is June is Pride Month. Because your boy over here is very gay and has been very gay for a long time, I thought we should at least highlight this.
Absolutely.
So, we're going to talk about what pride actually means and how the world reacts. So, I want to start us off with corporate allyship.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's pride when every logo gets a rainbow filter.
Mm-hmm.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep.
But where are they the rest of the year is the question.
Hiding, just like our friends in the closet.
Mm-hmm. Which we'll highlight on that.
Talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah, in just a few. So hang on to your panties. But I love this time of year because it's like all of a sudden you have all these corporations coming out, like Lockheed Martin.
Mm-hmm.
The like, what is that? Like a government like missile
Mm-hmm.
maker?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you updating your Facebook profile picture to the rainbow flag?
Oh God.
Are we just like gay for war?
They got the youngins in there. It's because they want they want people to know that they're acceptance.
It's like it's okay when like Target does it because I'm like, okay, like you're a retailer, you sell clothes and stuff. But I'm like Lockheed Martin.
But even then, like it's still like only once a year. It's not like this is Halloween. It's not like people are dressing up to be gay for once a month. That's taking me out because
That's taking me out because I just picture my stepdad Billy being like, "Hey son, did you go and get you some of them rainbow clothes yet?"
did you get you some of that rainbow candy they got at? Not them Skittles now. We always got Skittles year round. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're accepting, but I don't understand that part of it. Like,
To me, it's kind of lost its appeal, and I've actually seen that this year a lot of these corporations have pulled back on doing that.
which probably has a lot to do with the administration that is happening, but
Yeah, I mean that's a whole other topic we could get into, but
absolutely. But
yeah.
we'll leave it there.
Well, and speaking of that, conservative reactions towards Pride Month is
Mhm.
always hilarious. I love this time of year because I love to jump on Facebook and I loved for all of these,
Billy
all
Bob and
Barbara and Jean and all them to come out the woodworks and talk about how,
it
gay
ain't
is a
right.
sin.
It ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
Playing a man when a man ain't right.
Don't shove it down our throats. And it's like, baby, that's the last thing we are worried about. We trying to shove something down a throat and it's not yours, Barbara Jean.
Literally.
So, anyways, the outrage machine is back. It's always the same people, just with new recycled takes. It's honestly exhausting, but if we're gonna have a moment, they gotta have their moment. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
They want to know where the straight pride parade is.
I'm telling you, the oppressed conservative white folk are insane. They are of plenty, that is for sure, and especially in our neck of the woods. They are plentiful here on they are the most oppressed and the most forgotten about because they don't have their month and they are not catered to. It is diabolical actually.
Right. And people act like pride is some kind of threat when it's really just about visibility. Like everybody, no matter who you are, they want to be seen, they want to be heard, they want to be respected. I understand when you have the far right and the far left. The far right, crazy. But the far left, also crazy. I mean, when you start getting people that are like, I don't identify as anything and I'm a Zay Zer from planet Naropa and I
Mm.
have a tail, it's like, okay, baby, we got to be grounded in some sort of reality because we can't make raw.
Damn,
I was going to say laws and regulations.
we can't make rules and regulations. Sounds like a Bible title.
I'm not a historian.
Regulations. Oh, okay.
So when you start getting way extreme like that, on either end, I start having problems too because I really myself identify as a moderate. Try to stay somewhere in the middle because I'm like, neither side has it 100% right.
For
So
their best interests out for us.
yeah, so it's like I leave it so that there can be room for error on both sides. Like
Mhm.
I don't vote for parties, I vote for people. I don't choose red or blue, I choose purple. Like that's just how I roll.
So, with it being Pride Month, are you planning on going to any of the parades that'll be happening?
There are some that are local, yes. I
Mhm.
don't think I'm gonna go to the parades, but there is a Lady Gaga drag show
Oh, okay.
this month. And I know the guy who hosts it and everything, so I will definitely be going to that because
Okay, I love
nothing
that.
screams gay pride like repping Lady Gaga.
Absolutely.
So I will be doing that. The ones in like Dallas, which I've never been to, but they have them in Houston, San Antonio, Austin, all the major cities.
Mm-hmm.
Those are really fun.
Mm-hmm.
They can get a little crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of people love to bring those parades up and talk about, well, they're not a safe space for children. That's the topic right now. That's been the topic for the last couple years, actually. Pride parades are not a safe space for children.
They're not supposed to be. End of discussion. Next.
Honestly, though,
I mean, truly, because like how you were talking about it earlier, Pride is a time for you to finally get to be who you are and be that openly and outwardly and loud and proudly. And people don't understand the meaning of that. Like, they don't understand that you're still having to fight. So, I don't think that it should be kid friendly, technically, because what y'all are having to fight for is not kid friendly. It's not friendly to have to sit here and fight for the right to even be alive every day, which brings up, the actor from King of the Hill who
Mm,
just recently died because he was gay.
yeah.
His neighbor was homophobic and could not stand the sight of another man loving another man. That is not something a child should be having to witness. But yet, guess what? It's the world we're living in. And so, yeah, maybe it's not something you should be taking your children to, but these events should be allowed to happen and these people should be allowed to do what they want to do and be who they want to be because they don't get to do it all the time of the year, how everybody else does. A man just got killed for being gay
In
in
our
2025
in our own backyard
in our
too.
own backyard, literally 3 hours down the road.
San Antonio.
San Antonio. And he did it because he was defending his husband. What are we doing? Why are we arguing about this still if we need a Pride Month? What the hell do you mean? In 2025, a man got shot in his front yard for being gay.
And that is exactly why we should have Pride Month.
Absolutely. And speaking of how LGBTQ members get policed and judged, it doesn't just happen in public. Sometimes it even happens behind closed doors.
That part is very true. So that's good that you say that because we're gonna segue into what I mentioned earlier, and we're gonna talk about marriage affairs and closeted men for a second.
Ooh, buckle up, y'all.
Yeah, because this is a deeply personal story about me being involved with a married man and how complex the reality of sexuality, secrets, and consequences were during that time of my life.
Yeah.
So I've never really talked about this in full detail, but I did have an affair with a married man for several years, and it ended with me telling his wife, which ended in them getting a divorce. And yes, they also had kids. And Courtney knows the whole story. I mean,
Every bit of it.
she was there through all of it. I wouldn't have even met this person if it wasn't for you.
Which, of course, then makes me feel like the shit because it's like, damn, if I would have never brought this nasty man in your life, then you wouldn't have gone through the hell of that. And I wouldn't have either because I mean we both carried that burden. Granted, I was not in the bed with y'all, but I knew every detail of it just as deep as y'all. And so, and I never told her because, I mean, for one, he was my best friend too at one point. He was the guy that I grew up with all through school and church, knew him for 14 years whenever we all collided essentially. And yeah, it blew up. Which, granted, it wasn't only me. I wasn't the only reason how you met him. His wife worked with us both.
Mm-hmm.
So there was probable cause of y'all meeting anyways. He also worked at the same place. So it's not like the chances were never going to happen if I didn't bring him around, but I was already friends with him, so of course it did allow the merge of friendships to kind of be a little easier.
Mm-hmm. Well, and now that we're much older and wiser,
Mhm.
and we've come to terms with all of this stuff, which is why we're so able to get on here and just be as brutally transparent as we are. We've processed these things, we've learned from our mistakes, we've grown as people. I don't have any ill feelings towards this person. We have all made amends, everybody that was involved during that entire time period,
Yep,
and we've all been able to recover from it and go off and be great people.
absolutely.
So no one here is being judged for the things that took place. I would just like to talk about it because it is something that happens all the time and no one actually talks about it.
We've all healed, we've all moved on. That was a lot to heal from. That was a lot to move on from. We're talking about 5, maybe 6 years of secrecy,
Mm-hmm.
of us sitting in rooms together, us three knowing what is happening, and his wife sitting next to us, eating dinner, making us food,
Oblivious.
us playing with their children, and us, me and Josh, knowing what is happening behind closed doors, us knowing the conversations that have happened, the actions that have happened. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot to go through on our end as well. And then also, of course, when she got completely dumped with all of the knowledge, of course, that was a lot to also go through with her,
Mm-hmm.
because we had always felt like we needed to tell her anyways through the very beginning. So please don't think that me and Josh are sitting here giving our stamp of approval for you to go out there and ruin a marriage or ruin a relationship because of your own malicious will, but also because you just feel like it's right. No, there was a lot of factors in this moment, a lot of things that were happening in everybody's life. Josh had just gotten through a breakup of someone that he'd been with for 5 years.
Yeah.
And
I was weak at that
I
point.
mean, this was also, he had just came out of rehab. I mean, you went into the mental institution right before that.
For lack of better words, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
right before that.
I did go to
Like
a hospital for
a
a couple
couple of,
days.
yeah, a couple of days. And then you came out of that. You went through your terrible breakup with your terrible ex
Mm-hmm.
that we've not even scratched the surface on of how a vile of a human that person is.
Mm-hmm.
On top of now you have this man who is confused in his own body and his own self, who is now coming into your space that is already fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's bringing his fucked up energy into your fucked up energy and going, hey, let's get even more fucked up together.
Mm. Yeah, I wish I would have known because at that time I was willfully ignorant. I mean,
Mm,
I was dealing with my own set of problems. At the time, I didn't realize how deep I was into depression
mm-hmm,
and anxiety and all that stuff. And a lot of that manifested in the decisions that I made. June is also Men's Mental Health Awareness Month.
mm-hmm,
So it's great that we're bringing this up because a lot of men don't talk about the things that they're struggling with internally.
mm-hmm.
And so, if you are a man who's struggling with something, reach out to at least one person. I don't care who it is. Find one person that you can talk to because I swear that will make all of the difference. If I didn't have you through that entire process over all those years, I probably would have went insane. I mean, I was already spiraling, but I probably would have lost it full metal jacket style. Like,
Facts.
so the moral of the story here, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because,
This is heavy.
yeah, we don't talk enough about what being closeted actually looks like for grown men, especially married ones. I have run into this more times than I can count where I start to talk to someone or someone shows interest in me sexually, and the next thing you know, I find out that they're married. What is going on?
Mm,
I mean, it is like an epidemic because it's just men that have gone their whole lives without confronting these internal battles that they're having with themselves,
mm-hmm,
and they're allowing them to manifest in affairs and in cheating,
mm-hmm.
and it's just insane. And I feel bad for them because I'm like, if you would have had the resources and the people to reach out and to talk to, you probably would have figured this out a long time ago. It is okay to be bisexual.
Yep.
It is okay to be gay.
It's also okay to question it all and then it not be for you.
Right.
Like, do I like this? You try it, test the waters. Actually, that wasn't for me. And then you don't do it again. You don't bring it up again. You don't test no waters anymore. You've at least closed that little line in your mind going, okay, well, I know where that leads and it's not something I like.
But with this person specifically, he had gone his whole life, I'm assuming, with these internal struggles, and then one day decided, oh, hey, now I have close access, proximity to a gay person.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start leeching myself onto this person, and I'm going to start bringing up, weird topics of conversation, draw him in, see what he thinks about certain things, and then I'm going to trap him, and eventually I'm going to get him right where I want him, which is vulnerable and feeling sorry for me and trying to help me find and navigate my way through these feelings that I'm going through by sleeping with him.
Yep.
That's exactly what happened.
Yep. And
And
he took full advantage of that.
right.
He took full advantage of your vulnerability at the time, for one, because of all the stuff you were going through, on top of the person you are as a whole. You're the type of person to help someone. You're the type of person to, hey, do you need something? Can I help you fit in more, or can I help this be more comfortable for you? You're empathetic. You're going to make sure that that person at least is there and is enjoying what they're doing. And so with him, of course that was easy because he clinged on to that. He is definitely a entry level narcissist, we'll call him, because he didn't get away with everything, but he was definitely manipulative too, in a way of he knew how to control the emotions. He could control our emotions very well because we didn't tell on him for so long. You know what I mean?
Right.
As of right now, as the human I am in my life at this moment, if this was to happen this time and age, baby, I would have already driven up to that house, honked on that horn, and we would have gone and got coffee, and that sweet girl would have known immediately. But it's just crazy that on top of, like I said, I knew this man from, growing up in middle school and then high school, and we grew up in a very Southern Baptist area where being gay was forbidden, essentially. It was frowned upon. You were different. God would never accept you. So I know a lot of that had to do with why he was so closeted, of course, because his brother was also, the hellraiser of the town. So of course, when you have that kind of family life growing up, you can't be gay like that. Like, especially out there where we grew up, like you would be taken out in the backyard and beat straight. So it sucks because it shouldn't be like that, but it is like that. And so then you have adult men that come into marriages who have all of these feelings that they've never been able to straighten out or fix. Yeah, they end up doing the unthinkable, the most unthinkable things that you could ever think. I mean, Josh coming into the house, bitch, we gotta talk. And it's like I knew every time when that conversation started off like that, bitch, we gotta talk, or I need to tell you something. I knew immediately, like, oh
Earth
no.
shattering.
And the thing is how you said a while ago, for men, you have to find someone and talk to them. Find someone you trust wholeheartedly. I don't think you also would have got through that if you didn't trust me as much as you did. It doesn't matter what it is, we go to each other and we do not judge one another. Because, first of all, we're both human, going through a human life together
For the first
for the
time.
first time, and we don't know how to navigate it, neither one of us, and we're doing the best we can. So the last thing I can ever do is put judgment on him for doing what he's done to just make it and to just get through. And same for me. He's never judged me in the same manner because, baby, it's hard out there. And it's hard whenever men or any type of person comes onto you in a way and they take over your emotions mentally, and then also when it turns into a physical feeling, it clouds your judgment. You make the worst judgment, especially when you're 20 and horny.
Right. Oh, I mean, and yeah, I was horny. Like,
Yeah.
I just ended a relationship,
Uh-huh.
mentally unwell, like emotions all over the place. And so the one outlet that I could look to was sex. I mean,
Yeah. We did our partying. We learned. We did everything. I've done everything I've wanted to ever try, literally. So I'm good. I don't need to go keep partying and do anything else to cause all that.
right. So with the whole thing, I'm just, I'm at a place where I've accepted it. I've moved on. I've processed it. Like I said, everyone is off doing their thing. We've all grown from it, become better people for it. Um, was it wrong? Yes. Would I do it again? Probably not. The truth is, it was complicated then. And if there's someone out there going through the same thing, there's no way it's not any less complicated in 2025. So there's shame on all sides. I didn't get out of that situation without feeling bad. I felt shame. I felt
Same.
heartache. I felt everything.
Hmm.
I really regretted a lot of the things that I did. I've owned up to the things that I did and admit my wrongs and all of that stuff. But all around, nobody won. But
Yep.
I will say, since then, this person has been able to, one, in the marriage, which that was hard, I'm sure. I don't think this person didn't love their wife. I think they loved their wife.
Yep.
I
and the
think,
mother of their children.
and the mother of their children, and this person loved their kids, loved their family, like not a bad person. I want to just get that out there. This person is not a bad person. You can judge him for what he did, but also realize like he was hurting too.
Yep.
In the process, a lot of people were hurting.
Mhm.
But I think the greatest thing that came out of it was now these two people are
Flourishing.
flourishing. They're their own people. They
Mm-hmm.
probably still have trials and tribulations, don't we all? But like now that person gets to be themselves and gets to do the things they've always wanted to do. The other person is going and getting an education and starting
Opening her own business,
businesses and like
raising their kids together still.
yes,
So,
there's still a happy family but in a different way.
absolutely.
So I think that ultimately out of everything, good did come out of it. It's probably hard to see that as an outsider looking in,
Absolutely.
but yeah, that was a very crazy time, and we could get into other episodes where we talk about some of the wild shenanigans that
That
happened.
happened,
I
but
mean, the stories are endless. I could tell you about some sketchy stuff that was going down back then.
it's crazy because I sit here and I think about it and I'm like, damn, I remember hearing that for the first time and that was my same reaction. I just looked down, rubbed my eyes, and was like, ain't no way, what? Because it's like there's no judgment here. Always know that there's never a judgment. It's just that whole when it passes through the think tank for the first time, it's like, did I just hear that? Oh, I heard that. Okay, okay, let's process that. Let's move with it. Okay, now let's work on it. I feel like being gay and closeted is a lot of the lines of how men are also with bigger women.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is the same. So, like, he couldn't be gay openly and outwardly to the world with you. He had to be behind closed doors where no one could see. And
Right.
that is the same exact feeling it is when you're a plus size person dating as well. Because men are in my DMs like crazy trying to put it down on me. But baby, not a one of them wants to get to know me on a personal level. Not a one of them wants to take me on a date. Not a one of them wants to know what my favorite songs are. I got a kick ass playlist and nobody will ever know about it because they don't take the time. They just want to know, hey, can you back that ass up?
What that mouth do?
What that mouth do?
That's crazy. And this is actually a really good segue into our last and final topic for the episode. We're going to get into some body image, beauty standards, and weight loss stuff here. So I think that's a great way to start off is you are a BBW.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no
Have been,
denying that.
have been.
And I don't know what that life is like, but obviously I have been very skinny at one point in my life and
Mm-hmm.
then in recent years blown up and been a beluga whale. So like
Stop.
I've
You do
lived
not.
both timelines.
Mm-hmm.
Um so I kind of know what it feels like to struggle with body image and stuff like that, but you are a great example of men that claim to love what you have to offer, but they only want to love it in silence and in
Yep.
secret.
Mm-hmm. Where their homeboys can't see it.
Mm.
Where their family can't see it, even though grandma is in the house frying up the most audacious meal you ever seen. Probably slaps too. And she also Mrs. Thickums in there, but
She got diabetes meticulous.
God forbid the woman that you're attracted to or the woman that you actually want to know or whatever is plus size. God forbid that.
Mm-hmm.
We can't let that be shown to the public. We can't let that be shown to the world. It's a very lonely feeling, to be honest, because, like, at this point, I don't want no fucking man.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't even know who's real and who's not anymore when they talk to me. You know what I mean? I can't even take a conversation serious for more than 5 seconds because I just know it's going to turn instantly to what kind of gratification can he get,
Mm-hmm.
especially sexually. I mean,
Yeah.
that's always the biggest one.
Does it feel like someone is trying to like mark it off of a bucket list or something?
Yeah, sometimes it
Oh,
does. And that's so degrading because it's like I have so many features. I have so many cool things about me that you would never know. if you just only got to know the sexual side of me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, baby, I love sex just as much as the next person, but like, I also like to talk about books. I like to talk about shows. I like to game. I like to make nails. I like to do art. I like to look at art. I like to look at things about space, but nobody wants to like get to know things like that about a person anymore. And I know that that's just this day and age, but like, this has been my whole dating experience
Mm-hmm.
has always been I'm wanted behind closed doors and in the bed. I'm wanted for all the sexy things that can happen. I'm wanted for all the sexual desires, but yet when it comes to actually pouring your soul into somebody, nobody wants that
Mm-hmm.
with a bigger person.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that because there are men out there that do love bigger women.
Mm-hmm.
There are plenty of relationships I see all over TikTok of these bigger girls or even bigger men in love with a partner who is smaller than them. And that is, I love to see that because there are people out there and y'all are you're not doing the Lord's work. You're doing a great work of showing people that they deserve that love, especially people that have always felt like they don't. But it is definitely more on the dark side whenever you've never been shown that kind of love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can understand that because it's kind of the same way with gay culture and how brutal that is when it comes to body image.
Oh, I can only imagine.
It's this idea that your worth is your waistline.
Yeah.
And I constantly get told no because I'm fat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so crazy to me because, like, I look at fat is a spectrum.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not even like as fat as I could be.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to test the theory, but also like I'm not even that big, and like that's where you draw the line
Yeah.
is like me. So like I can't even imagine people that are just even slightly bigger than me how they feel because it's like
Yeah.
it really is rough, and it's rough in this day and age too because everything is so tech centered. You're dating online
Mm-hmm.
nowadays. This is not our parents' generation where we met each other at a coffee shop on accident.
Yep.
We bumped into each other at the checkout in Walmart.
And fate had it. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is you're swiping right, you're swiping left, and the thing that you're basing your judgment on is the first photo of a person.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't look visually appealing to someone, they're not even going to give you a chance.
On top of all the other online stuff that people are being fed as of what people should look like, that doesn't help. We're all built differently. We're not supposed to be the same. And to be frank, if we were all the same, that'd be fucking boring. Life is so much fun because there is so much variation in everything. It's a sore topic for sure.
But with all of that said, you and I are doing our parts on actively trying to change our lives.
Absolutely.
I mean, and really, since I've known you, you've always been conscious.
Uh-huh.
Your whole life, you've tried the diets. I mean, you played sports in high school. It's not like you're just some person that never cared and
Yep.
you just got big. Like, really, with you, it's like genetics. I mean,
Genetics have a lot to do with it.
yeah, like you come from a bigger family, and so those genetics got passed down to you. But like you didn't cause it to yourself. Like you just lived with it.
Yeah, because let me tell you, I saw a TikTok video of a woman a couple days ago eating 2 logs of raw cookie dough,
With the strawberry milk?
dipping it in a bowl of strawberry milk. Baby, I'm bigger than her. And I wouldn't, you could shoot me dead in the head before I ever did that, bro.
You just ate salmon and salad the other night. Like I see,
I
like
eat salad so much. I'm a literal rabbit. I love salad so much. I love vegetables. Unfortunately, I have PCOS, which is very common for women. That is a lot of the reason why losing weight is so much harder for me. Doesn't matter what I eat, doesn't matter what I do. Losing weight is always going to be a fight. Yes, being on medicine now has definitely helped. I am a firm believer in trying stuff that can help you. I don't like taking medicine. I don't like being on medicine. But if I need to be on something that is going to proactively help me and hopefully push me into the right direction for a better and longer future, I'm going to take advantage of what resources we have. Meaning I've been on one of the weight loss drugs, Zepbound, which is a shot that I self-administer every week. I've lost already up to 35 pounds. I just don't know exactly if we're over 35 yet or if we're still at 35. So I'm at 35 at least for sure. 35 pounds down in 5 months. I feel better. I feel like I look better in some instances. I don't feel as bloated anymore. This also had a lot to do with getting off of birth control. That helped a lot because it helped put my mind in the right place, but definitely getting on a medicine that is actually actively helping me and helping fight against what my body is already fighting me on. It's been amazing.
Yeah.
Cuz yeah, like you said, you've seen me actively talk about this for our entire friendship, actively try to do something about it, but my body is just so resistant to it that now that I have something that's like, hold up, bitch, we're gonna get in there and fight for you a couple rounds. It's been nice because I feel like it's actually working. Like I finally found something that does work. It took me going through a couple. I started on Wegovy. Wegovy made me very sick, and now I'm off of it. I tried something else, and now this one works.
Which the GLP-1s, the whole craze with those and all of the backlash and judgment that those receive is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a society that's going to judge you for being fat and then judge you for how you choose to lose the weight.
Absolutely.
Baby, make it make sense.
Absolutely.
Like, there's no winning in today's society.
But the thing with us though is that you can't judge the people that already judge themselves the most.
Right.
Like we've been judging jurors for our own lives for a couple years now, baby, and we've been the most fiercest jurors. So I promise you, any judgment you push towards us for doing what we're doing, push it the other way.
Honestly, though, because I'm on Wegovy.
Uh-huh.
Um,
I know my mom the other day said that you're looking real good. I hope you know that. Ugh.
Period. Yeah, it's helping me definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a lifesaver. My mom is on it. I don't know nobody not on it. And if you want to get on it, just contact me because I'll show you how you can get it, even if you don't have insurance. Okay. There's ways, and I feel like we shouldn't be gatekeeping people leading healthy lifestyles.
Absolutely.
So if you want to do the GLP-1s, the Wegovy, Ozempic, Zepbound, whatever, I'm all for it. They're helping me. They're helping my friend. I'm looking better. I'm feeling better. I'm actively losing weight. I think I've lost 30 pounds so far in five
Hell
months.
yeah. I
So
love that.
love that. And but it is still a struggle dealing with body positivity movement. And you've got all of these people judging you for how you lose weight. Then you got people judging you for what you look like, and
Yep.
people don't want to date you because you're a certain size. I mean, it's crazy.
At this point, being alone is actually more content.
At this point, I would rather just like someone just rip all my insides out, stuff me with cotton, and stick me on a stick in the front yard because, like, I don't, it's not enjoyable anymore.
Yeah, being human is not for the weak. That's for sure.
And with that said, I just want to end on some empowerment. It is Pride Month, and we're still learning how to be proud of our actual bodies, not just the ideal ones. There's no one way to look gay or beautiful or worthy, and maybe that's the point.
That was a lot. And if you made it all the way through, thank you. Talking about pride, secrets, body image, and all the baggage that comes with that. It's not always easy, but it matters.
Yes, these conversations can be uncomfortable, but they're also healing. And hopefully, if you've ever felt judged, unseen, or like you were carrying something alone, you know now that you're not.
Whether you're out and proud, still figuring it out, working on loving your body, or just trying to survive the internet this month, we see you, we get it, and you're good, exactly as you are.
And as always, if something we said hit home or if you've got your own story to tell, slide into our DMs. We're always here to talk or spiral together.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share us with your most messiest friends, and especially if you're brave like us.
And that'll do it for episode 6 of Delete That. We'll be back next week with more opinions, oversharing, and probably something we'll want to delete later.
And remember, if it gets too real,
Delete
delete
that.
that. Bye!